A lot of excitement has come since he was hired back in January, especially with his Row the Boat campaign, something that people have definitely bought into. As you can tell, still an hour until kickoff, and the entire student section is full. The first morning walkthrough finished up about an hour ago, but the real story today, Teddy Bridgewater making his first media appearance since that devastating knee injury almost 11 months ago. Teddy seemed very positive, but he said the past 11 months have been all about bettering himself and looking to the future. I'm pretty sure my blood pressure is still through the roof after a game like that. An absolutely crazy game from start to finish. It did not feel like a regular season finale. A lot of maroon and gold out here at Summerby tonight. Nearly 400 fans in attendance to hear from some of the leaders of Gopher Athletics. That list includes men's head basketball coach Richard Pitino, Austin native and newly named men's hockey head coach Bob Motzko, and of course PJ Fleck from Gopher football. Well, you could not draw up a more dramatic finish at US Bank Stadium tonight. 3 scoring changes in the final 3 minutes of the game, but what mattered most was Case Keenum to Stephon Diggs, a 61-yard pass. The name Owen King isn't unfamiliar in southeast Minnesota. The senior out of Caledonia has never lost a game where he has started as quarterback for the Warriors. That coincides with Caledonia's 39-game win streak. After having their last 3 losses determined by 4 points or less, the Timberwolves hunt for a change of pace in LA tonight, taking on the Clippers for the second time in 4 days. The Vikings finished with 460 total yards on offense, and Mike Zimmer said it himself, the team comes together when the offense clicks. And Caledonia will stay in the state tournament berth. They're going to go on and play Paynesville next week at US Bank Stadium, guys. And after a game like today, I am definitely excited to head back indoors. Now, these two teams faced off just last month in Austin with the Packers winning by 7. But for their head coach, Chris Fadness, that game is in the past, and they're just focused on tonight. It could be the end of an era for Adrian Peterson in a Vikings uniform. Now, today, Vikings general manager Rick Spielman announced the team will not exercise the option to re-sign the 31-year-old, making him now a free agent. I'm joined here with Rockets head coach Jim Daly. Coach, this is a game that people in the area kind of circle on their calendars months ahead. With the share of the conference title on the line tonight, does that energy kind of resonate with you and your players as well? Ethan, a noticeably stronger second and third period for you guys tonight. How were you able to get better as the game progressed? The numbers don't necessarily go in the Timberwolves' favor tonight as they look to avoid elimination in Game 5. Minnesota has lost their last 11 games in Houston, not picking up a W there since February 17th of 2012. Crazy. As the old saying goes, all good things must come to an end, even if that thing is an undefeated 4-0 start to the season. But luckily for the Twins, there's still 157 more games to be played. Drake, you had 2 goals against St. Cloud in 6 games last year. Tonight you had 2 goals just in the first period alone. What's been clicking well for you? For the first time since last April in the playoffs, the Wild look to put an end to their 3-game losing streak. No easy task, though, going into Montreal, taking on a Canadiens team that has won 5 of their last 6. Their one loss, though, to the Wild. Bruins, they still have their season going on. They're going to be in the postseason, but first they're wrapping up the regular season this weekend. Over 1,300 fans are expected tonight. Right now, just behind me, that's for the JV game. So imagine how packed it's going to be later. Spread out over 3 gyms to watch this big game between JM and Austin. Join me now is Coach Fadness from Austin. Now, Coach, this is a team that you're familiar with. It's the only loss on your record this season. Since then, you've gone on a 15-game win streak. So what have you learned since that loss to help prep you for tonight's game? Now, the Vikings have proved that they can bounce back from having an injured quarterback, but what about an injured running back? Adrian Peterson went down in the third quarter holding his right knee as he went to the locker room. After the game, he was in crutches and had that right knee in a cast. Coach, it's never easy going up against the second best power play in the nation, but you made it look easy last night going 5 for 5 on the penalty kill. What was your strategy when you were a man down that made you so successful? I just spoke with Huskies assistant coach Garrett O'Boyne during that last time out about how the Huskies need to generate some offense. They've only scored 1 goal in the past 4.5 periods. He said it's all about keeping pucks deep and winning the puck battles. Well, the most exciting rivalry in Iowa takes to Ames tonight as Iowa and Iowa State battle in the Cyhawk series. After starting the season 0-2, the Cyclones have won 5 straight while the Hawkeyes look to end their 3-game slump. After a strong start to the season, it has not been a walk in the park for the Twins lately. Coming into tonight's game, Minnesota has lost 4 straight, being outscored, get this, 40-15 in that span. We've covered hundreds of football games, probably thousands with Pat between the 3 of us, so we know that ball possession is huge to win games, and I hate to break it to you, There wasn't a whole lot of that in Northfield tonight. 5 turnovers in the first 8 minutes of the game, guys, and that proved to be costly. My personal favorite, who would win an arm wrestling match, Nick Foles or Tom Brady? So I'm going to have to give Brady the benefit of the doubt on this one, as he is chasing his 6th Super Bowl title. After the Vikings came into this season predicted to finish 17th in the league, my oh my, have they proven the league wrong, winning their 8th straight yesterday. That's Minnesota's longest win streak since 1998 and their best 12-game start since 2009. Maddie Rooney, the girl that was in goal, 20 years old, from Andover, plays at Minnesota Duluth. She was 7 months old the last time USA won gold in women's hockey.
Nice throw.
In what feels like the swing of a bat, it's already senior night for Austin Brown.
It's going to be really tough after the game to just think that I'm not going to be playing on this field anymore.
The soon-to-be graduate is the right fielder for John Marshall High School. But just 1 year ago, this senior season seemed out of reach.
May 16th.
May 16th, 2017 was like any other game day.
Everyone's throwing like one inning, right?
Until he was thrown one of the biggest curveballs of his life.
I went up to bat and I struck out on 3 pitches and I could not see the ball like at all, and that's like when I knew for sure something was up.
Not only the blurry vision, but also sweating and not seeing pitches.
He really didn't look like himself at the plate. He swung and missed at 3 pitches that he really wasn't close to.
Austin was rushed to Mayo Clinic for testing. The news wasn't good.
I was really hoping it would kind of just be better the next day, and that's kind of what I think everyone at Mayo was hoping to. But unfortunately, that's not what happened.
Austin suffered a stroke from medication he was taking. A stroke so severe it took doctors 8 days to figure out exactly what was wrong.
Not being able to see and like drive and just live a normal life that everyone else like at a young age is able to do. And then also missing sports for my senior season for football and for baseball. That would have been really tough to swallow.
Austin and his family give credit to the Mayo Clinic for giving him a second chance at life.
Like, I'm just thankful that they were able to find it and get me on the right medicines and get me back, because I might not be able to see normally right now if it wasn't for them.
And this 18-year-old is determined not to have that 5-letter word define him. Just 374 days later, Austin is back on the diamond.
Right fielder, Austin Brown.
It's exactly the same as it was before, which is really nice to know that I'm not suffering any long-term problems from it.
And even played football for the Rockets last fall.
Being a captain for my senior year, that was like a major goal of mine to get back on the field, and that kind of, I think, made me focus on, like, that was my end goal of what I wanted to be recovered by.
At that point in time, you really don't know if he'll ever be able to play baseball again, let alone come back and play it at the high level that he has been.
What felt like an end was actually just the beginning.
I thought it was over, and luckily now I can do all those things. So I think I'm a lot more thankful for being able to do all those things.
This past week now he was cleared. He went through all of his tests and it was cleared. So we feel very blessed to have him where he is today.
It turns out senior night isn't the end at all.
I'd say to other people that this is just a small chapter of your life, and you can't let it define you. And I am more thankful now for what I have, and I'm just really excited for the rest of my life.
Should be able to beat these guys.
If I can make it through this, I can make it through anything.
Austin remains on track academically and is even graduating in the top of his class with a 4.0 GPA. He'll be attending the University of Minnesota Twin Cities in the fall, where he plans on studying product design or mechanical engineering. Reporting in the studio, Taylor Budge, KTTC News Center Sports.